Now, continuing with domain-driven design in Flutter, let's talk about a few other applications and examples. So, as we dive deeper into the domain-driven design and its application in Flutter, it's essential to explore various scenarios where DDD principles can significantly impact. Let's consider a social networking app as our next example, where our features and requirements can quickly become complex and interconnected. Now, imagine you're building a social networking app with features like user profiles, messaging, friend requests, and content sharing. This app's domain is rich and integrated, making it a perfect candidate for DDD. Complex domain exploration. The first part. Begin by exploring the domain, understanding what different types of users, the interactions they have, and the content they share. This exploration helps informing a ubiquitous language and identifying the various bounded contexts within the app. The next point is modeling the domain. Next, model these findings into your domain model. You have entities like user, post, message, and services like friend request service and content sharing service. Each of these represents a different aspect of his social networking domain and contains the rules and logic uh, which is relevant to that aspect. Now, the third point, yeah, it's the third part, right? So it's the bounded context implementation. In a social networking app, bounded contexts might be quite distinct. For example, the messaging system might be one context, while content discovery can be another. Each of these contents will have its own model, services, and even its own database schema if necessary. Now, integrating DDD with Flutter. On the Flutter side, your UI components, that is basically the widgets, will interact with these models and services. For instance, a user profile widget might display user details and interact with a user service to retrieve or update user information. Okay, a few benefits of DDD in some complex scenarios. The first one is scalability. As your social networking app grows, DDD makes it easier to scale and add new features. Each bounded context can evolve independently, reducing the risk of changes causing widespread issues. Second point, flexibility. If you decide to change a part of your system, say the way messaging works, you can do it within its bounded context without affecting the rest of the app. The third point, focused development. Teams can focus on specific bounded context, becoming experts in that area of the domain. This focus leads to higher quality and more maintainable code. Now let's talk about the challenges and considerations in a complex design. Number one, increased initial complexity. DDD can initially make a system seem more complex. It's crucial to ensure that this complexity is warranted by the benefits in maintainability and scalability. Second point, domain expertise. To effectively implement DDD, you need a deep understanding of the domain. This understanding often requires time and effort to acquire. Third point, ongoing refinement. This model is not static. As business evolves, so too must the model. This evolution requires an ongoing commitment to refinement and adaptation. Now let's talk about the concluding thoughts on DDD and advanced architectural concepts. As we wrap up our discussion on domain-driven design and its application in advanced software architectures for Flutter, It's clear that DDD is not just a set of guidelines, it's a strategic approach to software development. It emphasizes a deep understanding of the domain, collaborative efforts between technical and domain experts, and a commitment to creating a software model that truly reflects the business. While DDD offers significant benefits, particularly for complex domains, it's also important to recognize that it's not all silver bullet. That the decision to use DDD should be based on the specific needs and, and complexities of your project, as well as the capabilities and constraints of your team. In your Flutter project, applying DDD and clean architecture principles can lead to more maintainable, scalable, and robust applications. These architectures encourage you to think deeply about your code. Structure it in a way that reflects the business and remains vigilant about maintaining this structure as both your code base and business evolves. As we conclude this section on architectural concepts, remember that the journey of mastering these concepts is ongoing. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to continuously learn and adapt. But the rewards are substantial. By building your Flutter apps with clean architecture and DDD principles in mind, you're not just writing code, you're crafting scalable, flexible, and maintainable software that stands the test of time and business changes. Thank you for joining with me on this deep dive into clean architecture and domain-driven design. I hope you have found it enlightening and that you're excited as I am to apply these principles to your next Flutter project. Keep learning, keep coding, and keep building amazing things. Ciao.